We'll see how they deal. Walls are set. FlyQuest resetting here. There's been a lot of ways that Shopify has stopped FlyQuest in playoffs, in upper brackets, and lowers, and the closed and open qualifiers. This is really a time that they want to get a piece of Shopify rebellion back. Get a win in that victory column. And Noya's going to start it off really quick for Shopify here, but Edith attacks quickly and even quicker as Alexis, as mid becomes the hot ground here for the beginning of the first round.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter about the insert from Melia into the B side right now because the spike is down out in the open with a huge crossfire setup from SRG.
They're all going to push out. A lot of aggression as they reflood towards mid. Kills on both sides, and it's going to leave Alexis and Melia now searching. Alexis actually has a lot of angles to keep an eye on after this much time in the round. Melia's found a way all the way around, and Alexis is going to feel that, realizing what kind of timing could be possible. He's going to go ahead and hit it. Oh, just a quick flick up, thinking even it was a sewers, but no. It comes from mailroom, delivered on that first round by Alexis. IGL and then fragging out 3-0 to start that one off as SRG get pistol.
And it's a big save as well from the IGL Alexis because FlyQuest did an incredible job on a 4 versus 2. Or the 2 versus 4 disadvantage that they had on top middle. To trade that many to leave it on a 1v1, that was some instant quick shots coming out from Edith and Jazzy to be able to make that happen as well. But it almost seems like the start of it was a little bit difficult here for FlyQuest, but we'll have to talk about that in a little bit later. It seems as though here for FlyQuest for the second round, they're trying to at least push that line away from that B site and try to engage into SRG's aggression potentially. If not, try to get this orb up because like I said, you got a lot of kills coming through right now. Edith has the outlaw too. You don't have to be a 1v1 against Domino.
Bye-bye.
And FlyQuest is very flashy, literally. The util they have at their disposal can get them into some good spots. That time, it does not clear Dodo off the line and still gets to creep that one in. A quick crouch throws Edith off as Dodo gets the peek. And now they're up 2, just searching around. A great find towards mid, and SRG have all the info they need to just hold steady on defense.
2 small mistakes there from first round to second round, I like to say here, Riv, for FlyQuest. The first one when, again, trying to dog up towards Vents and trying to push up towards Mail, there was really no util to help out to take that piss round. Second round here, not enough bodies jumping across to try to bait either to try to swing out with the Outlaw to get their trade onto Donut. So they allow Donut to freely reload, freely walk down, freely get another kill, and also now lose the Outlaw investment as Jaskin once again, for the second time, the Outlaw falls into B main. This is going to be difficult here for the plant for the last 2 players of FlyQuest.
1 enemy remaining.
And they walk this judge around to get something, at least 1 or 2. Some points towards the null command as Ev able to get that off a classic. And SRG playing very, very safe here in the first few rounds when they have a bit of that lead. A 4th for Dodo. That overdrive is going to come online real fast. 3 pips away.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're desperately trying to save the judge into the next round as well. Because again, having this investment that they put into the Outlaws, so maybe you could drop that judge to Edith for this round and get value out of it. But then that would have made it very difficult for Ev to invest into this round, into a rifle round. So I think at the end of the day, it's good that Ev got shut down, so they could still have a decent buy here. Even Thea is being selfless. She's buying a weapon for Edith.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Exactly. As an IGL, you want to be able to support, you want to call, just let your fragger do their fragging things, and they're looking for that mid-control to fight again, just like the pistol round, and hopefully getting value out of it.
And that was going to be a stinger for Edith before they made that change. So you see the intent is still to go forward and fight, use everything. We're getting very pistol round-esque strat here as we head into the bonus. And Ev's going to be able to get that first blood on the line, pushing SRG back. FlyQuest have a nice position here.
Cool.
Cleaned up again. Just slowly seeing if SRG will give these picks up. And Lydia actually looks for one, hunting out of B main, so Fly's going to have to be aware of that in the following rounds.
I like that at least, right? You lose control towards middle. Some great positioning to start from Ev and great flash from Jazzykins to push everybody back. And now you're looking for information towards B main, you get that pick. So now you can guarantee that FlyQuest are actually going towards the A site. What this allows for you to do as well now is for SRG to start grouping up as well to go for the flood retake towards the end. FlyQuest, as they continue to walk towards this A site, the opportunity is going to be even more grandiose for both Sarah and Alexis on this flank.
Very clean.
30 seconds
right
left.
behind each other on the entrance. No way to really gap any of the agents
Spike
if SRG
planted.
was there. It's going to make FlyQuest formidable on these following rounds here. I'm not sure what kind of damage SRG can do on the way in. Little util out as they look to stall this.
They need to move quick. They need this paranoia flash to come out ASAP.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they going to stall this out on the right side? Smoke goes out. They're trying to set up what would be some one-ways here. Get the angles that they want. Add fire, though, for the round as she's finally shut down. And Edith comes up with the last two. There is no entry allowed into that site for SRG as FlyQuest take that bonus away.
And I'm not too sure about the double flash that they're trying to do there. I like the idea of that in the first place, but I don't like potentially the smoke that they threw on map, because I feel like when you're trying to flash over a main and the smoke is already going to cover a lot of the faces on the side of FlyQuest on the pulse plan. So I don't think too many players got affected. You especially saw the players playing towards Benji Fishy. There was 2 players there playing the high-low, and none of them looked like they were easily affected. They did some good damage, at least here for SRG. They kept the economy close and low for this round, which probably allows another outlaw if you wanted to, but looks like it's not going to be the case. SRG are opting to go to play for rifles this round.
Interesting. They zoom forward, and this isn't off Thea's paranoia. That's a flash from Ev over the top. A lot quicker here for Edith to just get in and know they can work off of that. But it's slowed Seekers because SRG is just actually worried about what's happening. They get a few spams down and push up to Noya, gets caught off by Edith, is very confidently pushes forward here and is not wasting any time to gain a bit more ground, allowing the team space into the site, but they have to move now because here comes SRG right up the screens as Melia sweeps Sarah off her feet. And they get sight here. Plant should go down, and Edith is still wreaking havoc. Almost 10 HP up in heaven.
Still trying to push her towards the spawn. Alexis is going to have to hold this, and they decide otherwise. Play the numbers. I like this. Pull back and just make sure you guarantee the round. A nice little exit to the end here with FlyQuest. Now you're just going to try to do some econ damage.
Back and forth. You can see they go for the play together and they back up together. Yeah. Like you said, very smart about the situation. No reason to lose a bunch of people here. And there's one clean. The peaks are very nice, and using an ult this round, getting 4 kills and 2 points back. A huge round from Edith as FlyQuest pick up another.
They were definitely trying to get the underhand flash from Ev so they could double swing with them and Melia to try to fight into the crossfire setup, but as soon as Melia went low on HP, you're trying to farm these orbs up in the pulse plan, and they're like, yeah, maybe the HP is not too good on our side. Let's just play to our numbers. So I love, you know, we talked about, you know, red alert. You need to change some things very quickly from yesterday to today for FlyQuest, and they seem to be more in tune of this scenario and guaranteeing these rounds more than trying to run around and not really figuring out what to do under the pressure. So I like this little start here from FlyQuest. There's a reason why they're currently undefeated on this map, FlyQuest. And then SRG lost this map once against Wadada in the lower bracket. Nice little shot by Edith. But yeah, we're just farming so far here. The eco round for SRG. Now it's time to walk contact down towards mid.
Big farms. About to till some dirt in mid. No, SRG says here to stay. They are rooted, and the Jazikins actually shuts down the overdrive for this eco as Dodonut tries to gain a little bit more ground. That is going to disperse the defense of SRG, as you still got a little bit of a lurk from Sarah here to do some extra damage and may catch a timing for at least one.
Oh, that could have been 2, but at least still gets 1 at the end of the day. 4 HP remaining on either 2 as soon as they were getting that heal back from Jazikins in the first place, but that little damage could be really good right now for Alexis playing towards this B site.
It also, if they identify 3 here, you might get Noya running down mid for one of those weapons, picks it up, comes back around here if Alexis can stay alive, but it looks like they're going to get the ground here. Everybody's going to be in the open. Edith finds another one. Alexis on 2. Alexis a 3rd, maybe? Oh, saturated down, and Edith comes through with the classic to save the round for a FlyQuest win.
If only she had some other pistol on that ground, because Edith was at 4 HP. The GC share is almost shine there for the IGL as well, and the one that was at 4 HP is the one that's going to save the round for FlyQuest. But man, did they keep it close for SRG. That's going to continue to grind into the pockets of FlyQuest round after round. So this is a potential where if you're going to get reset here potentially, if SRG is able to capitalize on this upcoming round. Look at the money that they have right now. Yeah, there's going to be a mixed buy if they're going to lose this one too, but Donut pulls out the operator for that line on B.
That's big. They might actually move that and get the push out of B main again, or at least leave the op online. A little bit of elevation gained here by FlyQuest on the right side of the map. they seem so clean in these hits. Everybody knows where their flashes are going, what angles they have to be looking at when they come out of those smokes, whatever, or pop flashes. This comp, no wonder that attack side win rate 71%. It's the one they win on the most. They are going to lose one now as Dodo comes up with an off kill. And still ground gained here for FlyQuest.
Yeah, so far you're seeing a value of this composition for FlyQuest as well. Not only for nice to disrupt utility, but also the amount of flashes they could continue to layer on top of each other, right? Yeah. It's difficult right now to hold aggressive lines.
Nicely done. Trying to delay the relay bolt. They're just pushing SRG around. I mean, props to SRG for also staying alive here to be able to fight back another day. It's 30 seconds, and now FlyQuest is kind of in a pickle.
I kind of like this, though, because the speaking about SRG, I feel like they smoked out towards that right side of screen, so it was Thea that did that, so they could kind of wrap around here towards this B side, so they're still moving towards the weak site. Might be able to get a plant here.
Anchor smokes. Big anchor smokes here. Noya can just play in this maze and see what kind of havoc she can wreak. Paranoid up. Doesn't really matter at this distance, but the plant goes down, resets the timer just a little bit as we see Lydia light up the kill feed first. It is traded back here. Thea trying to be the front line of defense towards heaven. Is Noya still creeping around the site? Those anchor smokes playing huge. And wait a minute, they're just going to try to do this right under the nose of FlyQuest. And looks like they get half, not even. Still the fight comes through, and they're going to have to respect this. FlyQuest is going to start to pressure down. Dodo nut back and forth, trying to play the shorty, but it's not going to be enough. One bullet here for Ev. This is a tight fight right now, and it's Alexis to still get the clear, have the angle, grab the op, and allow the defuse for Sarah as Shopify stop that FlyQuest momentum.
That was intense. That was literally a showdown between Alexis and Ev on that 1v1. Both of them really reloading at the same time. I think instantly, immediately at the same time, literally, and then as soon as they were able to get their bullet back into the chamber, whoever's going to be able to swing first and win that fight. And you definitely saw, unfortunately, here for Ev, they had to focus on the one that was defusing first, so couldn't really focus on Alexis. That gives a little bit of an edge here for SRG to be able to win this round. But so far here, if you're looking at Alexis, not only IGL and anchoring, but also doing a great job to keep SRG in this game, because FlyQuest are looking well prepared today.
To push fast and show fast, but the spike's not grabbed yet. FlyQuest only want to see an advantage in this round before they move that. And it is going to make SRG react, though. They have fully moved off of that A site with just Sarah in heaven now.
Fortunately, there's no really big activation coming out from FlyQuest, though. I think after you hear the TP out... Oh, actually, let's hold that thought. The activation comes out on the defense instead, and now this is good info, because this wall never got contested, broken on the A side ever since, so you know the lean is now towards middle. And everybody's actually gambling towards A side already, so... A call for Alexis to read that the split will happen, and a desperate play from FlyQuest will be moving towards the A site.
There's pressure now from Ev. Going up towards mid, that Viper's Bite actually hit the wall as they came back. Nice shot from Dodo Nut, though. His eyes were towards heaven. And it's always been this combo, Sarah and Dodo Nut, if they have to back up into sight. And they've actually pushed off FlyQuest just as early as past few rounds.
30 seconds
but can they do it again? Actually found out in sight with the knife now. And we get to the stall point again, Vance. This gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, it's on Sarah this time around, too. The op is spotted, but Sarah behind the map has to be the one anchoring up right now. But Aria's just trying to look for clues.
Oh, what a clear! Ev getting kills he never should be getting in this situation.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, popping out of the woodwork. Sarah then flicks the hair around, says I am here. It's going to be the defuse. Dodo Nut there to get that one, get the overdrive back online. They still have res if anything gets pure in any of these rounds. And
yeah.
Shopify, FlyQuest need to do a little bit more info searching. They can't think the sites are just clear here when they're going for these force plants.
And I think it was even the last bullet from Sarah that even killed Ev on the top of A heaven. But, you know, Ev was highlighted on the desk being one of the pivotal keys right now to the successes of FlyQuest most recently, and was at least able to open up that A site on heaven, which allowed here for FlyQuest to just try to focus on planting that plant for A heaven. But because the knife also from Ev only identified the neon into the site, I felt like maybe Sarah was able to slip through the radar, under the radar rather, and FlyQuest wasn't ready for that, so Sarah just got the nice little jump up on 2 players in the end, and allows SRG here to get around. But I'm actually quite surprised here, Riv, too, though, that despite SRG taking the lead for the, once again, but it's only a 1-point differential, we're already going into a timeout for FlyQuest.
Yeah, the way it switched, I think, for FlyQuest is a bit too abrupt, right? They had 3 rounds where they're just going through killing everything, and now they're getting stuck in these rounds where it's instant diffuses, it seems, for SRG. So when next guns come out, it has to be a solve a little bit quicker. Like we said, info searching a little bit more so they can actually have a site to set up defense in instead of just be swarmed by people that are hiding.
Yeah, swarming, I think, seems to be the name of the game for FlyQuest. That's been working quite well for them for sure. So hopefully it's something they can iron out this time around too. But they are going with the hero rifle. Edith is moving for control towards that B main. Also, once again, another TP to move forward. They're going to dog flash and swing out of this to try to fight.
Down
that
B.
smoke just being an anchor for Dodo Nut. A nice slow, too. Sarah and Dodo realizing, again, now we're playing on A, playing together on B. When that smoke cut off the line of Dodo, Sarah slowed so they could actually set up another protocol for it.
Yeah.
Really clean stuff to just shut down B main again here.
Slower was huge. Right now, Melia dodged the dog over on the A side, though, so she still has an opportunity to lurk if she wants to, but the wall is not really set for that, so she'll have to be the late lurk into the exec of the B site. It's going to shut down.
Spike down
Shaking off the paranoia. Sarah is just able to stay in sight and grab 2 there with the help of the team. SRG now go hunting for this third one. Not too far. But they are going to go ahead. Let Sarah get another one online. They're flawless by SRG. We should see that timeout for FlyQuest here come into play for this round.
It's a tough one, too, because now you had an opportunity as well for Coach Googly over the side of SRG to talk to their team. Because right now you're looking at round number 9 where maybe you're trying to get big plays off the combination of both Edith and Ev, but at the same time you have really good ults for SRG to retake. So I wouldn't be surprised here if they're going to try to play aggro on A site. Just play it soft, give it up, and then you have so much here in terms of firepower and reses to fight back into that FlyQuest attack.
Gotta go.
Cross map smokes. That's a big smoke, so Dodo could just go for a single play if they need it. Sort out anybody. They've actually found somebody in B main a lot, so they're trying to play off what FlyQuest is conditioned here. And now they're trying to slam into A with the Waylay comp. We expect this. The flashes to come through, everybody looking the right way, backing each other up. There's 2, but Dodo still finds one with the operator. An angle from screens here. Edith looking to cut this off. The timing's going to be weird. SRG moves fast, and they have to get together. Get that praying mantis defense on back to back.
Yeah, this is the most important thing, not having to use both ults to get into the site. Now you can even stall longer with the convergence pass from Edith once you have another wave of util coming in. I wonder if a Slorb comes in that will instantly proc out the ult from Edith for them to fight back. There it is.
You will not kill my
Thea's going to be huge. The res comes in. They still don't know about Thea on the outside. And Edith, though, making quick work of what does actually get into sight. Paranoia comes through, alerting that there is one ramp, and they just get to play. Oh, looky-loo. But that's Noya, able to now get one. Swings it back, gets another. It's going to be on fast beep, and that's going to be too much beep for anybody to handle. FlyQuest get the round on time, but, man, SRG are making it hurt.
Any type of util that was going to be thrown by SRG on the attempt to retake that site was going to proc that convergence pass from Edith. So they proc it up, they stall Dodo Nut, the overdrive gets 0 value, and then also it really creates a little bit of a ruckus right now and missed bombs for SRG trying to flood back on top of Heaven. You couldn't really or even tried to go for a bait res to try to fight into that lane, but
yeah,
it was just nice little angles in the end there for FlyQuest.
They've been holding the res for a long time too, so it was nice for Fly to get through it.
Yeah. So an important round here for FlyQuest. The timeout worked out, but there's still a lot of ults still available for SRG, and somehow Alexis check on PC. That's through 2 walls potentially here from the Viper walls, and she still gets that pick out to Edith, who's been nuclear so far the last 2 days for FlyQuest, despite them losing the Swimtrek Blue yesterday.
And that dog just alerts them that there's really nothing over here still. Well, they're going to rotate one and start to lean over Lydia. As you still hear that op ringing out at B. They're wondering if they can get that op off the line. They got the flashes. they'll just leave one for the peak. I think they'll try to drop down on the head of the op.
Yeah. Especially losing Edith when on that attempt to fake towards the A site. You have to walk glitch now across the map. So stay as a group. Hopefully you get your right protocol here, especially now that you have your KO with you. Oh, well, never mind. That's going to stop every type of block contact you're trying to make.
Oh, what timing from SRG to activate the Seekers, just putting Noya in the perfect spot. Arms wide open for the 3K to come flying through, and they'll realize the play was fully at B as Melia tags one of them over in main. Looking to save this. Pits up for next round, but holy, reading the play without having anything happen on the map, SRG is just a step ahead.
You just said with arms wide open, and it just started singing Creed in my head.
10 seconds left.
But yeah, it was, again, just great utility from Alexis. So she's not the one that's putting up the numbers on the board for this round, but Seekers to get everybody preempt to fight into male, and also on top of that, getting flash value from the sky flash right from the staircase into the male was beautiful there for Noya to sweep up 3 kills. Her who played plus 25 yesterday in the series, speaking of Noya, she was also a big component into SRG's success yesterday. And also hanging out in Zix chat saying, yo, I get plus 25 and 0 praises from Zix. That's rude.
Oh, no. Yeah, that I can't. You can't have that.
No, Zix, come on.
It's against the terms. 6-4 here, as now you get a reset for FlyQuest. SRG is really putting the pressure on here by just taking the rounds back so fast. And again, that FlyQuest 70% attack side win rate is getting tattered here with the way SRG is able to read what's happening.
Yeah. Now we're just trying to finish up here into Heaven Control. Lots of silent walking from FlyQuest. And basically Melia trying to bait her teammates a bit because she's got the rifle to work with, right? So she needs to be that third person swinging out so they could at least try to move in for a plant.
Very quick on being able to back each other up. Sarah, sneaky angle from down in sight. And they had the answer for this round too. Looks to be a 7-4 here. FlyQuest really figuring out a way to get this last round, maybe even push Dodonut instantly with all the options they have. When they blast into A, they seem to be right behind each other.
Yep.
Last round before the switch.
It seems, yeah, the SRG is always ready for that one as well, and Dodonut's also not missing too many op shots as well. This makes it very difficult to deal against, especially if you're trying to go for the wall contact play. It's understandable. You had a lower buy coming out for FlyQuest, and
for sure,
this is the one where you're hoping that you're going to get value off the pit. So it might be just a simple all hands on deck, Seekers into the A site for a pit, and let's go for a 5 versus 5 retake here.
All right, it does look like it. Getting ready. The dog will start it. It's going to be that front line if they're waiting for a flash to go over the top. So double identification in sight. When Thea goes down in the process, Dodo is just cleaning them up through a wall. It's Alexis in heaven. It's Dodo not in sight. Noya cleans up the rest of it in an 8-4 with that last round of the half. FlyQuest not even really getting a chance to see the site.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand why we didn't really go for the Seekers. We had 2 ults available on top of that. If you're going to play Seekers from the pit, what's the point? You're trying to just stay alive to delay here into the spike plant. At least try to use it to get onto sites, and not using it, all of them got blocked off by the defensive Viper wall set up here by Noya, and then just all mowed down by Donut by a simple spray right in that tight corridor, the bottleneck of the A main. So SRG has a strong lead now moving into the second half, and FlyQuest are going to need a little bit more here to, especially Edith needs a little bit more support from their teammates to try to bring back this game.
I think one good thing for FlyQuest is this composition isn't just an attack side. That may be where they get the rounds in the past, but it's still great for kind of reflooding in with all those flashes, being able to create the space they need and make it weird for SRG. So there's still very much a chance. 8-4 is not a done scoreline.
Yeah. Well, the flash did identify at least one player towards A main, so FlyQuest has some information. That's not a fight.
We're gonna push it. Oh my god. They're looking. Edith with the timing and able to refract out. Gonna get the saturate. Still has to reload. Nice job for the step forward.
Wait, Spike, guys.
Really nicely done here. Yeah, they're trying to figure out where to go. And Jazzykins being so meticulous insight about how to stay in the shadows. Thea coming in for the last kill there. And it was kind of a flip of the last round we just saw that stopped the first half. We get that to start the second half. Just a shutdown today.
You can only imagine
this time.
You can only imagine how difficult it was to understand comms in that fight when Edith just swung through that smoke, because they get a kill on 2, they drop the spike, Sarah trades it out, and then she feels like she has to move into site to help the other teammates of SRG into A, but the spike was dropped on the right side, nobody picked it up, and even if you're able to get one pick, you still have to run back in the open, everything gets reset once again. Always a big advantage for FlyQuest at the beginning of the round, all thanks to that push through the smoke from Edith. And now, speaking of pushing through the smoke, FlyQuest trying to do the same thing here, just trying to punish the B main line and try to get this orb up. And so far, for Sarah, most likely. Cover going out. A knife is going to be good, though. That's good info.
Yeah.
That's
contact place. Oh, ankles. Dang. Actually does quite a bit of damage to Alexis. And Dodo Nut. And they should be able to clean this one up, playing it safe and just giving some false audio over to the side of SRG as they clean this round. And great job by FlyQuest to not overreact on these. You got a good line on A, holding mid. This is exactly what they need to do to just keep it weird for... Oh, no. Okay. Straight in. Ev's able to take that out. This is going to be big. This kill right here, and Ev's able to clean up Lydia. No entry into sight for now. One more for the Stinger, and that's going to be Null Command coming online nice and quick here. Just a few alt points away as we start the second half. And Noya to do damage. We'll see what she can do.
Love the timing between her and Jazzykins.
30 seconds left.
Kind of just peeked back to the staircase of Mail at the wrong moment where they couldn't really face off against each other for a duel. But this time, though, Jazzykins is ready for it. Picks her off here with the Guardian. It was a small attempt, though, and SRG found the timing of the drop smoke thrown by Thea. Yeah. And that could have been disastrous if it wasn't for Ev inside that site with a Stinger. If you had like that solo type of play of a 1-3-1 for the side of FlyQuest, that probably would have been a plant for SRG, and maybe even a round win with how they've been shooting so far. So that's all thanks to Ev's knife at the beginning of the round that contacted on 4, that allowed here for FlyQuest to anchor up 2 players more confidently into the call of putting more players into the B site.
Keep an eye on if that knife is always used right away too. Seems to be held for a few. We'll just see if Ev on the minimap chucks it out whenever. Edith on that line, again, very quick with a little bit of support. So they're always keeping somebody there to make sure you can escape with Edith. Keep that duelist alive.
Scout destroyed.
Oh,
saw the shoulder, took the shot, and Jazzy wasn't expecting to have to choose between 2 targets. Noya gets the better of that situation. The pop flash comes through. A nice turn by Lydia, but Ev with the quick swing and really nice hits from both teams on either side of the map here as SRG looks to choose back towards A.
The W right now is that they actually dropped the healer in Jazzykins, so Edith is low. They know that Edith, maybe worst comes to worst, is going to be able to land 1 shot, but who knows if they could collat into another one here. So SRG are going to gamble it for a strong hit into the A site over Edith holding this site solo. I think the other ones should be blocked out towards screen though, but
the refresh res becomes so strong with all the heals they have. You can't heal that down. Dodo Nut and Sarah slide into sight to right the wrongs of SRG, and now they quickly see 3v1. If Thea's gonna make that a 1v2. Phantom upgrade, full HP, armor on that, 14 seconds plant, so they know there's one open in a 1v1, but Sarah is not worried about that. SRG take the round.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, right? Even though Edith gets the first pick, the slide from Donut right after, it's hard to react on the second one. Although Edith is definitely the type of player that could definitely hit those type of shots, but it has to be quick reactions, and it allows here SRG to really take full control of the A site right after. Thankfully, though, Melia did decide to walk into the site. When I was talking about her and Ev were kind of stuck towards screens, it would have been blocked off by a smoke, but I like that at least she walked in and tried to anchor up with. But at the end of the day, it's still great, slow play by SRG, thinking that the push was going to come towards A main, and it punished that instantly. And they're trying to punish it a different way. They're trying to go a little bit more aggressive, but the knife is going to spot 4 once again.
They're going to peek. Oh, they're going to do it together. Always having a bit of a protocol here on these to protect each other. And
Oh
again, it
my
gets them in
gosh.
trouble. It helps them for a moment, but it gets them in trouble in the end. SRG somewhat reading the plays.
She's sliding kills both of them too. It almost feels, look at those X's.
Yeah.
I feel like Jazzican saw the first one and then decided to fall back for a bit after the first kill instead of them both high-lowing and continuing the fight. So they wanted to both escape instead of just trying to hold their ground and maybe try to get more, but it's tough, man. It's a tough call.
No way.
Oh.
That was insane by Ev. I actually fed the dog a treat and then got into the smoke. That was insane movement. All right, SRG is going to still make it into the site, though. Ev's going to get down. Oh, of course, just slid on. Dodo not looking for the A's, just one away. The team's going to identify and then put a bow. Oh, this one. Boop, there's your bow. Cherry on top, almost peels away, knowing that there's going to be somebody pushing. The timing is beautiful from Thea, but Noya's reaction is quicker. SRG steal another one away.
That was such a nice try by Thea, man. A 1 versus 3, trigger discipline, and then somehow
Read it
going
right.
exactly. Second player, spray, stop shooting, because usually that's a guaranteed kill. No, Platter stays alive, turns around, sees Noya, gets first bullet. Noya's down at 8 HP and still wins that fight. That is just so unlucky for the IGL and the side of FlyQuest, and yeah, that's gonna sting for a little bit. But you definitely know here for FlyQuest that they don't. It's not gonna flush with them, man. They gotta think about the next rounds coming up already.
Absolutely.
Stuck on a Nico with the GC Sheriffs, but SRG are already the first team in this BO5 to reach double digits in this first map.
Still playing this A line. But I think this is going to be one of those quiet FlyQuest rounds. So they see something come around the corner before they activate. Just give it as much damage as they can here to whittle away at SRG. Now 10-6 on this.
Toxins going up.
This looks like a hover towards B for FlyQuest. Spike's still down though. SRG is going to run the clock on that.
Toxin screen down.
Yeah, this is basically to see if FlyQuest wants to be stressed out a bit, but you're just going to give a lot of, I was going to say, a lot of responsibility and trust onto Edith over on this A line, so you can just stay stacked up. Nobody's going to be really looking around for clues to see where SRG is going to be, because time's on their favor. If it runs all the way down, then FlyQuest should be able to win this round easily when SRG will scramble to go for a hit.
1, 2, 3. Dodo's going to try to break the crosshairs, but a nice shot from Jazzican. Where's the TP going? Oh, what a read from Lydia. Says, I know how Omen works. I know how that works.
I think she saw the shadow
That's
too
insight
before.
here. Yeah. A little bit of a swirl. Shots, quick shots. Almost get a bit of deja vu from what we saw from Alexis on that one. But Lydia will put a stop to that. A 3K there on the Guardian. And a plant for some cash money on the side of SRG. 11-6 now as they get hold of the momentum again.
Yeah, and this seems to be calling the last timeout for FlyQuest. Coach Joe trying to figure things out here with the team, and I gotta say, as much as Donut has been owning so far here with the rifles, even the slide tackles she's been getting on the attack side on his Neon has been very impressive on the attack side. But I laughed here just as she's pulling out the overdrive out in the open and didn't realize there was 3 players holding on the left side of Garage, but at least they stay as a pack here for SRG. They understood that they had to play against a stack somewhere across the map, especially when they dropped Edith early in the round on the A side. So I like they maintain their composure to make sure here that they're still not going to let these rounds slip against the ecos of their opponents, and are able to sit here comfortably at 11-6 and potentially already close out this first map. Riv, this has been so one-sided for SRG ever since they lost to Ghost in the upper round 1.
It does seem like it's possible that those 3 losses they experienced in general, even before Ghost and into the 2 before and then into Ghost, it gave them a glimpse of kind of what was necessary for the team to really fix and get on the right path, because they have been on a tear since and usually you don't like, oh, a lower bracket activation. No, they figured something out as they had to come together you know, after the team change, and they've really found that tier 1 competition again.
And remember, their second loss they received before Ghost was actually when Floor wasn't part of the roster too. They had to actually have a sub in for that game. And even back in version 1 days, they lost one game against EGGC back when Starbound and Powerfish were still playing for that team. But at the end of the day, they're always winning every main event so far. It's just weird that we're seeing them in the lower bracket run this time around.
A challenge for them, of course, but it seems to only make them stronger at this point.
Yeah.
Fear it if you're a team on that run. Jazzy a lot to do back here. Almost able to step outside the relay. Oh, great flash, though, to deny as it takes one more to get Jazzy down.
Yeah.
You can see the strength that's anchoring these sites, but SRG just continues to flood in the right area with the right choices to make it difficult for FlyQuest.
There were still 3 men when he swung out against her. Nothing Jazzy can do, unfortunately. Now it's walled off. They get information towards screen as how many is blocking the wall and breaking that wall. So SRG prime position in a pulse plant.
Virgin's path. Oh no, Lydia actually gets killed on that one. Melia follows up quickly. They're trying to sprint themselves into the site. It's a relay to the spike, but it's not going to work. SRG is still dancing around them as they try to get back in, and they put the first map on match point.
It's like one of those boxing matches when your ears are ringing because you just got hit, but then you're still in the fight, and then you realize, wait, I'm still part of this game. I'm still winning this, and then boom, you just knock them right back down here for FlyQuest, attempting to retake that A site past the convergence pass. It was nice though from Edith. That line actually hit 2 of them, but because SRG played a little bit of 2-2, like 2 players still playing on the top of A heaven. Now you had a 2 versus 1 on the top of there, and FlyQuest had no opportunities to really play off each other and trade off each other either. So a little bit unfortunate last round potentially here of this map, but the economy's still pretty decent to get some Guardians in for 3 players across here for FlyQuest.
Like the instant alt orb control, kind of putting the game in their own hands here for this round as they continue to push out. And they are looking to set up on that right side. So Seekers at any point in the round when they really want to sort this out, but it's going to be a hit. So Seekers is only going to tell them that everybody's going towards B. Dodo Nut to the other side of sight. And now it's a front to back, fans. Everybody's going to have to fight this one out. And SRG just starts to go numbers forward.
Wow.
The util was out, but the people were there. And it was just power in numbers as SRG bring it down to Edith alone.
Look at those Seekers that came out here from Jazzy. Just say, yeah, guys, confirmed they are on B side where we all died. So it was a little bit late, unfortunately, for that. So Edith facing against the last remaining members of SRG in a pulse plant scenario, but things are looking pretty good right now for them to stall and win. Still 1 slow orb available for Sarah.
Bit of time, but a split defense here and planted for both. So really did this is the 7-10 split if you could even hit it. Sarah's just going to go for the quick kill from B main. 13-6 on split here for SRG as they come out with a lot of momentum.
Always. I think it's continued on ever since, like that. I was gonna say dominant throughout the lower brackets, but they had 1 close series on that 1 map that 1-1 on the split itself, and it's nice to still see that if you still have that revenge mentality from SRG, having the revenge to replay here on split and showing such a confident result and a 1-setter result in the end, they're looking to be that prime SRG one more time. And you know, Mel is missed, but they still have great firepower with Lydia right now in the roster. I gotta say here, Riv, this game was all about Noya though, and also going into Sarah for the last couple of rounds with the rifling was insane.
It was wild. They had a read on FlyQuest, but there's still a few maps for them to get their footing. We're going to take a quick break. The desk will break that map down and set us up for Lotus right after this.